So, wir sind hier wieder mit Gamescom und wir interviewen heute The Division und mein Partner ist...
I'm Fred, executive producer on Tom Clancy's The Division.
So, first question is, Ubisoft said that all the next-gen games should be at least for 15 years. Does that mean that The Division will last for 15 years, or will there be sequels or prequels?
Well, they say 15 years, I hope a lot longer.
So, okay, you can't say if there will be prequels or sequels.
Well, you know what? I think first, just doing the first game is a big challenge. So all of us is working really hard to make the first game right now. So I haven't thought about a lot what will happen after that.
How did you come to the idea to develop The Division? What was the initial idea?
So there's a team at Massive who always had the ambition to do an RPG game. And when the studio were acquired by Ubisoft a couple of years back, they always had the ambition to expand the Tom Clancy franchise into the RPG genre. So we were really thrilled to be able to finally be allowed to do an RPG game, and they've been extremely supportive, giving us the budget, the inspiration, all the tools necessary to kick off this gigantic project.
So you used the name Tom Clancy. How deep was he involved? Was he just a name? Did he give you some ideas, or how deep was he involved?
Well, you might know that unfortunately he's no longer with us now, since about a year back. But we actually we are in very close contact with his son, who's also is named Tom Clancy. A bit confusing. And we met him in Los Angeles 2 months ago, for example. So I know that he's a big fan of the game, and I think we are very true to the original pillars, the original values of the Clancy books that were so famous.
For how long do you develop The Division?
So we started by developing the Snowdrop engine, and then it moved into being The Division. So it's kind of a gray zone, but we've been working on the game now for a couple of years, and as you know, the goal is to release it next year, 2015.
So maybe a hard question, but do you think you're able to release The Division in 2015? Could there be a possibility that it will take longer than 2015?
I mean, it's always a possibility, but I feel pretty certain now that we're ready to release the game during next year. That's everything we're planning for.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome. So another question to that: how is the time panel going? Is your work all fine, or do you think you're a bit behind somewhere or in front of?
You mean the production itself? Well, I feel pretty confident right now. It's going really well. The production team, we get a big kick out of the fan reactions from the E3 demo, and what we've seen at Gamescom so far is amazing. I mean, we have thousands of fans who are meeting down at the consumer floor, thousands of people who've seen the new demo, and we're getting a lot of positive reactions.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped myself by the Division trailer, so I'm looking really forward to that. How far can you interact with objects, or how much do they react when you shoot into them?
So when we started to develop Snowdrop, we also there's a lot of things we wanted to bring to the new level, like what's the next gen of a game engine, and destruction is a very important subject for any shooter. So you're going to see a lot of really cool destruction, and it's in our game, it's for real. So the 3D objects, they actually change physically. So it's not just a visual change of the texture or something like that. The objects actually change, and I think that's what gives you the feeling, the real feeling, the true immersion that you see when you shoot up the yellow cab in the demo, or when you see glass scatter, etc. Because it happens for real in the 3D world.
So, for example, the dynamic lighting you talked about. So that looked pretty impressive. And how many buildings are you able to go into, or can you really go into every building you see a door at?
you're not able to go into every building you see a door at. But we haven't decided exactly how many buildings you can go into, because it's always a mix of, you know, you have a certain ambition, a certain quality level that you want to reach for the game. So you don't just want to fill all the interiors with, you know, like anonymous rooms that looks the same all the time. You want everything to be special. So the buildings you move into, they should have a meaning. They should look as good as everything else, right? So, and then you need to balance that with gameplay. What serves good gameplay? So that in the end will guide us on how many buildings and how far you can go into buildings.
So you want to fill every room with a certain story?
Well, story is a very ambitious word, but it should be at least on the level of quality as the rest of the world. So I don't want you to just walk into like empty boxes just because you are supposed to go into all the buildings. I don't think that's right for this game.
I hope so, because I'm really looking forward to the game. And that brings me to another question. How much RPG is in this so-called shooter?
There's a lot of RPG. RPG is not so easy to show in a trailer or in a demo, because you need a lot of time, you need to open a lot of menus, you need to progress the character, and all that stuff takes time. But I can assure you, when you start to play the game yourself, that there's a lot of very deep RPG elements into it. There you have a depth, a real depth to all the different skill trees. You have real depth to all the talents and abilities you can have. There's a wide range of weapons. There's a wide range of items. And you know, if you look at all these different options, it is a fully fledged RPG. But yes, you also have the shooting and, you know, with the aiming challenge. But I think that just makes it even more immersive.
Sounds pretty nice. Even though I'm a big fan, I have one fear. That it could be just another generic RPG shooter. What makes The Division outstanding and unique in this point?
Well, there are so many things. I mean, that together makes it unique. But I can assure you that we have the game director on the project, and the game designer, and so many guys on the team. They worked on MMOs, they worked on RPGs. I can assure you that they're not taking that job easy. They are making a really good RPG for us.
I'm really hoping so. So coming to the clans, is there something how you're able to individualize your clan? For example, a certain emblem or base or stuff like that?
That's not really decided yet, so I have to come back to answer that question later.
Okay, another question to that, which isn't maybe decided either. Are clans able to cooperate or something like that, or build alliances?
The same thing there, it hasn't been decided yet.
Okay. We've seen some female players in the video, but to be sure, are you able to make a female character?
Absolutely.
That sounds awesome. Will there be a beta even closed or open?
So we haven't announced the beta plans yet, but I think for any good online game you need a good testing. But you'll be the first to know when we're ready to talk about it.
What did you first thought when you heard Let's Make The Division? What was your first thought you had to that?
That it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and I just knew with the amazing team we have and the technology we have with Snowdrop that we will be able to do something that will surprise all the gamers in the world.
Well, thanks a lot for this interview. We got a lot of new information, and I'm really glad I did this interview. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.